Hey guys, and welcome back to the tier list episodes ranking. Today we are going to be doing Patrick Troughton's episodes. Last time it was William Hartnell's. So, yeah, back trying to make it look as official as possible. We've got Don't Talk About It, Pretty Bad, Meh, Pretty Good, Godly. Let's begin. Invasion, it's a godly story. You've got iconic Sideman walking through the streets. It was literally recreated in a Peter Capaldi finale, which is Series 8, brilliant finale. This is a brilliant episode as well. You've got the Brigadier, second story. He appeared as a colonel in Web of Fear with the Yeti, and now he's having his own Sideman story. You got Tobias Vaughan, Maniac, same actor who played Mavic Chen in the Daleks Master Plan. Brilliant villain. You've got Episode 1 and 4 missing, but they were animated. They were the first ones, or the first missing episodes ever to be animated. So you can tell that this story is a good one. So yeah. Enemy, oh god. We've got another godly episode. So we've got Enemy of the World. Patrick Troughton really shows off his amazing acting ability in this story as he plays both the Doctor and Salamander. And you even have scenes where he plays them at the same time, and you can really see someone's level of acting when they act differently as... No, sorry. Patrick, or the second Doctor, pretending to be Salamander is different than Salamander actually being Salamander, and the depth of and the thought put in to these two characters from Troughton is just phenomenal, and then giving it a amazing spy James Bond plot, some amazing secondary characters like Astrid, and then you make yourself a masterpiece. So then you've got Macro, which is pretty good, I guess. I mean, it's Ben and Polly's second to last story because they leave in the Faceless Ones, and Macro, I don't personally love the Macro. I think it's alright though. I mean, I find it funny that the prop was so big they couldn't move it and they had to put it on the back of the truck. But yeah, this episode is completely missing, but luckily completely animated. You got Ben being hypnotized and Jamie actually being smart for once. And yeah, I mean, I can't really remember much about this episode. I mean, I haven't watched the animation yet. I know, it came out a year ago, I should have by now. I have watched the reconstruction though, so yeah. Underwater Menace. I think the Underwater Menace is pretty good. People always slate this episode for being bad, but you got some really, really good stuff in there. I mean, the DVD reconstruction. Oh, DVD reconstruction. It's so bad, they don't even replace the title sequence. It's literally just telesnaps. I could make a better reconstruction of the Underwater Menace. And I haven't paid for any special editing software, and I could make a better reconstruction. But yeah, I mean, I quite like the Underwater Menace. I like the idea, I like the Atlantis, I like all of the characters in it. I mean, there's some iconic quotes in there, like Patrick Troughton knocking his head and going bang and all of that. Like, I really like this story, so I think it's really underrated. Moonbase, we got another godly story. You can see that I like Patrick Troughton, can't you? Moonbase is just... it's amazing. I love the Moonbase. It was my favourite Patrick Troughton story. It's not anymore. I think The Enemy of the World is my favourite Patrick Troughton story now. I mean, you've got some weird space plague, and it being in the sugar, and then you've got the iconic imagery of the Cyberman getting off that gurney, and the Doctor having that amazing speech that, oh, have you checked in here?
Did your men search in here? Well, did they?
Well, there were always people in here, so they probably...
Did they start in here? No.
And the other amazing speech that there are corners in the universe that have the most terrible things.
There are some corners of the universe which have bred the most terrible things. Things which act against everything that we believe in. They must be fought.
It's iconic. I love the Lee Bindings DVD art as well. It's an amazing, amazing cover. I love it. I love it to bits. I could have it as my monitor background, but no, I have Evil Daleks as my background, and we'll talk about that one later. So, Wargames, oh yikes, we got another godly story, 10 parts, all existing, thank God. I mean, do I even have to say anything? Everyone I know who likes Doctor Who likes the Wargames. The Wargames, obviously it takes a while to get through, because there are 10 parts, and that's a lot of content. But once you're through with it, like, you just want to go back and rewatch it again, because it's amazing. I love the Wargames. I mean, unfortunately, it's Patrick Troughton's regeneration story, and I feel like they could have handled his regeneration better, but that one slight fault at the end of the final part cannot bring this story down. Nothing can bring this story down. Seeds of Death, we got another pretty good story. Seeds of Death, you got T-Mat, this teleportation system, and you're shown how humans rely on it, and when Ice Warriors invade the base and try to use T-Mat against them, it's a classic takeover story. I mean, you've got some great scenes of the Ice Warrior walking through the grassland of the park, and it's infinitely better than the Ice Warriors, which is their first story, their debut story. Alright, so then we've got the... Jesus. Mind Robber is another godly story. I have to think about it then. Where you've got fantasies coming to life, and you've got the Master, not that Master, a Master. You've got the TARDIS blowing up. You've got like these clever tunnel scenes with the Minotaur. Oh, it's just a really fun story, and I cannot stress how creeped out I was when I first watched it and saw Jamie just disappear, and then someone else's face turned up. Obviously, it's because that Fraser Hines had chicken pox. I think it was chicken pox, and he had to go off sick during the week recording. Or was it episode 2 and 3? I don't know. But it's so weird watching this other actor try to act out Jamie. I mean, he does a good job, but he's no Fraser Hines. Oh yikes, we've just gone from 3 pretty good stories and 5 godly stories to the Space Pirates. Trash. Garbage. So boring, I can't remember it. So trash. It's ridiculous. People are like, oh, if it was animated or discovered, people would like it more. No. Dr. Jamie and Zoe are my favourite companion trio, and they can't save it. And that's mostly because for the majority of the time they're not in it. They're off filming the godly story, which is the Wargames. And I'm glad they didn't waste any time filming Space Pirates. I expect better from Robert Holmes. I mean, Rob, what were you thinking? Web of Fear is pretty good. It was recovered in 2013 with Enemy of the World.
The film store was quite a small area really, lots of Dexian racking all around, and bits of masking tape, sort of The World About Us, and a couple of other programmes, some American shows. And then there was this small piece that said, oh, Doctor Who on it, and I thought, hang on, let's take a look at this, looking at the cans, and the content inside, obviously they matched. It was a really exciting moment. It's one of those moments you think, oh, what am I going to do now?
And they just found episode 3 and then lost it again. You melons. Like, where could it have gone? Like, what happened? Like, it's literally there. You've got the Brigadier's first scenes, and then you lose it. You lose the story. You melons, what are you doing? But, yeah, Web of Fears, great story. I'm really glad it was recovered. Episode 4, oh my god, I'm so glad it was episode 3 that they lost again and not episode 4. Because the action and stuff that happens in episode 4, it's great. Like, it's so captivating, entertaining, like, amazing. Alright, so then you've got Evil of the Daleks. Another godly story. You got the Doctor gambling his relationship with Jamie because he's got to experiment on him for the human factor. Unfortunately, only episode 2 exists. I wish that episode 7 existed because I really want to see a full episode with that Dalek Emperor. That is my favourite Dalek design. I have it as my desktop background, for God's sake. Evil of the Daleks is a masterpiece. And it's also the introduction to my favourite second Doctor companion, well, obviously behind Jamie. Jamie doesn't count. Victoria. I love Victoria. She's amazing. I like that in Fury from the Deep, her scream literally kills the monster. Imagine having your scream kill someone. Power of the Daleks, another godly story. It's animated, and I love that it's animated because Power of the Daleks is amazing. You got Lesterson being a complete wally and reviving the Daleks, and then the only time he wants to go back is when they've already taken over. They've already got a power line. You can't turn it off anymore. He gives them the resources they need to reproduce and make more of them. But that's the thing with Daleks in the story. They manipulate what people want to get their own way, to get the power that they want. And that is why this is the best Dalek story. It's not the best story, it's the best Dalek story. It's the story where the Daleks are written the best, by far. The manipulation they use and the power they use, oh, it's so great. Ice Warriors. I think the Ice Warriors is pretty good. I mean, it's not going in pretty good, but it's going in that. But I think the Ice Warriors are underrated. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I quite enjoy watching the Ice Warriors when no one else does. Obviously, all of these stories are better. But it doesn't mean I don't enjoy the Ice Warriors, because I do. I think the scenes with Victoria running around with the Ice Warrior chasing after her is great. I love the suspenseful attack on Jamie where he drops quote-unquote dead. But yeah, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Other people are expecting me to go, don't talk about it, trash, goodbye, but no, I won't, because it's meh. It's alright. Wheel in Space. Oh, this is a weird story. It's a weird story because I don't really know how I feel about it. Because I quite like the story. I like the balls that the Sidemen punch themselves out of. I like all of the concepts used. I like those little droids. And I like how Jamie spends the majority of the first episode getting over Victoria. I think that's quite sweet. I'm gonna have to put it as meh, because I do enjoy the story, I don't love it, and I don't hate it at the same time. Croutons. It's exactly like the Underwater Menace. People don't appreciate the Croutons as much as they should. The Croutons was one of my first Patrick Troughton stories. Obviously, Tomb of the Sidemen was my first Patrick Troughton story. It's most people's first Patrick Troughton story because everyone loves Tomb of the Sidemen. But the Croutons, I really like the Croutons. I like the idea of the intelligence test, and they abuse the system and take the intelligent people for whatever they need it for. And I like the scenery at the end with the whole place coming down, and yeah, I like the I like the story. Yeah. Highlanders. This is the first one going in pretty bad. I don't like the Highlanders. The only reason why I'm not talking about it, or I wouldn't talk, the only reason I'm not talking about it is because it's the introduction of Jamie, and I love Jamie. Jamie's the best second Doctor companion after Victoria. But yeah, I love Jamie, and that's why it's not going in there. Abominable Snowman, it's another pretty bad story. Yes, it introduces the Yeti. Yeti can't save it. The plot's just boring. It's the Web of Fear is the sequel to The Abominable Snowman, and it's 10 times better than The Abominable Snowman. It expands on them, it makes them scarier, and I just don't like The Abominable Snowman. I don't like the religious aspects of it. I just don't like it. Fury from the Deep is my favourite second Doctor story. Completely forgot about it a minute ago. It's my favourite second Doctor story, and I'm over the moon that it is getting an animation before the end of the year. I love I love how terrifying it is. I love the cliffhanger of episode 1 with Victoria trapped in the room with the foam coming out the vents and everything. And that's why when I created my fanfiction Doctor Who Future, the second story I have is literally a sequel to Fury from the Deep. If you've read my fanfiction and you don't know that, well, there you go. Deep Dark is based on Fury from the Deep. Deep, get it. But yeah, Fury from the Deep has got a few sense clips, which I'm happy about. But yeah, I just love Fury from the Deep. I don't know why I love it so much. I just do. It's just phenomenal. It's the departure story for Victoria as well, which is important. Tomb of the Sidemen. Do I even have to say anything? Iconic. I mean, bit pointless. The Doctor revives the Cybermen, or actually he lets the Cybermen be revived, and then yeah, he just puts them back. Like, it's just so pointless. Just loads of people die, and then they're put back in. Tomb of the Sidemen is great though. You can't not like Tomb of the Sidemen. Like, I mean you can, but all Whovians just look at you like an idiot. Faceless Ones, I'm gonna go pretty good. I watched the animation a little while back, and it is really good. I love the Faceless Ones. Animation's good. And now we can actually watch it in a satisfying way and have an official DVD in our collection, even though I had a replacement one before. Faceless Ones, the only problem with the Faceless Ones that keeps it from going in godly is Ben and Polly are so underused. It's their final story, and throughout the middle of it, they are barely in it at all. And they should be, because it's their final story. I mean, you've got all the chameleon stuff that make it great, and the chameleon turns goop, which is disgusting. But episode 1 and 3 exist, which is good. I watched episode 1 and 3 instead of the animation. I had to keep on swapping the discs around. That's the only problem with the DVD release. But it's not about the DVD release, it's about the episode, and the episode is pretty good. Dominators, we don't talk about Dominators. It's an unfortunate one to end on, because the Dominators is really, really bad. It's boring. I mean, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, yikes. And my morals and ethics teacher is into Doctor Who as well. I remember I was on like episode 3 of it, and I told him I was watching it. He was like, sheesh, that's rough. And I'm like, I know, because I was 3 episodes in, and I didn't want to finish it. I've watched every single episode of Doctor Who, and The Dominators is one of those very few episodes that I never want to watch again. These 2 episodes I would never want to watch again. I would probably watch The Space Pirates if it was animated, but I'm not going to choose to watch it again. I'm not going to watch the reconstruction again ever because it was just so bad. Anyway, Patrick Troughton's era. I didn't give an overall rank out of 10 with William Hartnell. I'm going to give his era a 7. This era is a 10 out of 10. I mean, if you look at how many episodes are in the good compared to the ones in the bad, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous. This is my not William Hartnell, what am I on about? Patrick Troughton tier list. Tell me what you would change in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe. Check out my fanfiction, check out my Instagram. But for now, I'm out. Goodbye.